All right, this is the first geodome construction project I had in this clear cut, and I'll explain what happened here. So, this was an experimental thing, okay? I wanted to find out which woods work and all that, so I used 3 different types of wood. I used cherry. This is cherry. I used cedar, dead cedar. I only took the dead cedars that were left in the rainforest where the big trees grew in, and they just didn't have enough sunlight, so they're just perfect poles standing there, and they're great for this. And I used alder, which is this. Looks like the alder's doing well too. Wow, all 3 are usable. Very cool. It's still standing. And the couplings are very inferior to my new method. The new method I used, I actually put washers in here, so there's a lot more tensile strength. Like here, where it's screwed in. So it's a lot stronger than the new one. And it's all using cedar on the new one. But I put a lot of work into this. First of all, I leveled the ground out. Just dug in, leveled it out. I had to like slope it up quite a bit. Then I dug a trench around it, all the way around. So I'll go around. Whoa! Filled in a bit because it flooded. There's a lot of water coming through here. The bears were tearing this place apart and whatever. Then once I had this built and I covered it, it was great. I slept in here, lived in here. Then when it rained heavy, it started a lot of water would wick in the middle. So I ended up digging this pit hut in the front. So I dug it out. And it was supposed to be an added-on chamber that's lower down. I built this kind of A-frame thing. So I could put a fireplace right here, through here. It was sitting right here. I cut a barrel in half, an oil barrel. Actually, it's at I had it at the other dome. It was wicked for a while. It was really good. Before I put the traditional one in, the hippie killer. Cut this in half with a hacksaw. Cut a hole in the top here for the chimney pipe, and then a hole in the front. And I was gonna put a hinge on it so I could open it and close it. It was like an open fire. I could see it from up here when I was laying down, and so all the heat from here was going out this chimney. I had this all like done up and everything. I took everything off because I didn't want any mold happening, and I wanted to clean the place up. But the heat was nicely, like, this is all covered in tarp all the way. There was logs here. I had screws in here that were holding it up on both sides. It was all done like a tunnel all the way down. This was up here like that, wired right under the frame of this. So it's a big tunnel, right? All the heat would nicely travel directly up into this dome, heat this place beautifully. I dug the middle out, and now it's always super nice and wet. So this is gonna have like, look at this moss. This moss is still alive. It's thriving, actually. It's not thriving, but it's doing well. Weird, someone must have moved that moss. I don't know what happened there. But I just didn't go all the way with it. I should have covered this whole circle in moss. I should do that before I leave. And I had pot plants growing all around here. There's 22 of them. I named them after the major arcana. They all had their own name. And they did so well in here. They're so great. And then the rainy season came and they started to get moldy. But there's another story about that. I made this crazy brine thing out of it, out of all the buds. And it's just, whoa, this is amazing. But so there's this like sanctuary thing I made. It's quite large. And all I got to do is I got to reinforce these struts with washers. Just put washers in there. Just take it apart, put a washer in, whatever's busted, replace it, and it'll be great. I'm actually surprised it's still standing because the tensile strength is not nearly as good as the other one. But yeah, tested time. Could easily just cover this with poly properly. Yeah, and this could be like a big greenhouse. This whole front area is nice and moist. Put some soil in there. Have things growing everywhere around here. Yeah, we have irrigation here. This hose goes all the way to the river, and I doubt it's working. It's probably dislodged. Yeah. Oh, it just needs a little bit of work. There's pressures. It's trying. Actually, I know what's happening. Well, we still have irrigation here. The tap down low is open, so it won't. Oh no, it's probably disconnected somewhere. It's easy to fix. Cool. Got more mushrooms growing in here. Oops. I don't know. I'm not sure about these ones. These could be edible. Of course, you don't risk it with mushrooms. Did you see this? Nicely tended. Plants growing in here. Moss in the middle. The whole thing covered in moss in the middle. You know? It's easy. You just take moss from over there on the edge of the clear cut. It grows back. It just fills in next year. No problems. No harm done. Meditation spot, yoga, music, art, all over here. You know? Right? I put a lot of work into this. I even lined it with stones, rocks, all the way around. So the energetic pull and value in here is intense. I thought I was feeling buzzing sensations sleeping in here. It was amazing. So, yeah. You got water faucet. You could put a sink in here if you wanted. This goes all the way to the river upstream. There's a river just dips down at the edge of this clear cut. And the pressure from the river pushes through the hose and goes over the hill. There's a big hill there. It has to come up. But the water pressure from the river pushes it right up there, and then it sucks it down because the end of this pipe is all the way down there at the other camp. Really cool. I was originally going to build this dome up here. It's pretty nice up there. Nice path into the woods there. It's got like cattails and nice things happening over there. I need to go mushroom hunting though, so I'm going to cut this video down. Just wanted to show you this. Oh yeah, I found this. There's these nice logs that the people that clear cut this area, the loggers, they left these logs because they split when they cut them. So I cut them in half with a handsaw. I dragged them over here by myself. These logs, I don't know how heavy this guy is. This thing is ridiculous. Just dragged it here because I had a mission, I had a vision, you know. A lot of really good poles to use here. I think the way that this structure is made is actually quite useful the way it is. So I want to keep it like this and just make it more solid and add to it even. I can just continue it all the way down the thing as far as we want. There's a really nice spot over here. It's all great over here. This area kind of gets flooded a bit, but you just work with it. It's moisture, you see. There's tarps. There's tarps all over this place. I got spare struts already cut to length, fitted with couplings. You see, this is how I did this. There's supposed to be a washer around this, so it just actually works really good. And it's an evolving process. Every dome I make gets better. So the next dome I make, I'm gonna make it even more secure. Couplings. I'm probably gonna use thicker gauge wire or tie. It's called plumber's tape, but whatever. So yeah, that's this. This is my first dome I made here. I love it. You see why I got to do this more? I just stopped doing it. And like this dome is still standing when it has inferior coupling method. I took out one of the struts, and I attached. I had this on it, so it caved in here. That's not like it's all stretched out here because there's no strut there. It's still standing. It's amazing.